Can you imagine being in your house home alone at night? Well, just you and your son. And you go to lock up. It's pitch black, but you look out your kitchen window and see somebody with a hood up, sat in your garden, just staring into your house. How frightening would that be? This is what this lady went through. And it's just the worst thing ever. So, there's this woman, her husband, and her little boy, and the dog. And her and her husband, they just got married and they decided to buy a house. Now, this house is literally 100 years old, and it's a very large house for them, but they're wanting to expand their family. So it's going to be the perfect family home for them all to grow up in. Anyway, her husband is on a late shift and she's at home with her little boy. And her phone dies. So she knows her charger's in the kitchen, so she gets up, her little boy's watching a movie, and she goes into the kitchen. When she walks into the kitchen, she gets a really uneasy feeling, like something's not quite right. And then she hears the back gate bang. Now she knows that back gate is constantly locked. So as she's probably thinking, maybe the wind's blowing it open, whatever, this feeling she has, it just won't go away. And she sees something in the corner of her eye, so she looks out into the back garden, and for a minute she thinks she's hallucinating, so she steps closer and closer to the sink, and she's looking out into the back garden. And sure enough, she sees somebody sat on one of her chairs in the back, just staring directly at her through a kitchen window. So she runs into the living room, grabs her son, runs upstairs and puts her phone on charge, and she says what felt like an absolute fucking eternity. Obviously, can you imagine? But a few minutes later, her phone comes on. She rings the police and tells the police, like, there's somebody in my back garden staring at me through my kitchen window. I need you to come out straight away. So they say, like, make sure everywhere is locked up. She's like, it is, everywhere's locked up. So, like, we're sending a car straight away. Stay on the phone to us. But she's thinking in a panic, did I lock the back door? Is it fully locked? Like, because she's got the back door and then she's got another door in front of it. So she's thinking, are both doors locked? So I need to, you need to check, you need to make sure the door's locked. So she tells her little boy, stay up here, and she's trying not to, like, scare him, but she's like, just stay up here, Mummy's just going to nip downstairs. So she goes down the stairs, but she's switched all the lights off. And she gets on her hands and knees and she crawls from her living room into the kitchen. So whoever it is outside can't see her. And she reaches up and checks, and the door's locked. And as she lifts herself up with a cupboard just to take a peek, this person is now stood at her kitchen window looking down at her, standing up. So she runs back to her bedroom and she stays there until the police come. She hears all this commotion outside. She knows the police are there, so she goes downstairs, opens the front door to an officer, and watches as they bring a woman round from her garden and arrest her there and then. She's still, to this day, no idea who that woman was, why she was there. Everything crossed her mind. Was she ill? Did she have mental health? She didn't seem to want to cause her any harm once she calmed down and realised that. But what was she doing? Why was she there? And it literally put the fear of God in her, to the point that now she struggles to go into a kitchen and ever look out the kitchen window. only in the daytime. So she's got blinds up, she keeps them shut. I can't even imagine.